Hi everyone, this is our introduction to stoichiometry. Stoichiometry, it might have a bit of a bad reputation if you have friends who've taken chem before. However, it's one of the most important tools that chemists use in their work. It's a method that allows us to determine the value for one substance. It might be the moles, the mass, the volume, the concentration, the pressure, the temperature. It allows us to determine something about one substance in a chemical reaction, starting from a different chemical in the reaction. Or just to say that in a different way, if I have a chemical reaction balanced, if I know something about one chemical, I can answer questions about other chemicals, depending on what's given to me and what's being asked. If I know something about A, I can answer a question about B. If I know something about A, I can answer a question about C or even D. If I know something about C, I could answer a question about B. If I know something about C, I could answer a question about D. If we know something about one of these chemicals, we could answer a question about one of the other chemicals. The underlying idea is that moles given multiplied by R over G, this is the mole ratio, R over G, equals moles required, where R is the coefficient of the chemical you're asked about. It's required. What was the mass of it? What was the moles of it? What was the concentration or the volume of it? The chemical that you're trying to find something out about, the balancing number, the coefficient of that chemical is this R. The G is the coefficient, the balancing number in the reaction of the chemical whose information is given to you, is provided by the question. This ratio is R required, what you're supposed to figure out, what's required of you, what chemical does that go with, over the G. The chemical whose information was provided to you was given in the question. This is moles given. It's moles times this thing equals moles. Moles equals moles, but what we end up doing is switching from one chemical to another. Moles given about one chemical and allows us to switch to the other chemical. Moles required. We're always going to name some chemicals in the reaction as the given, the required. Every single question in the unit has this ratio R over G in it. It might take a minute or two to get accustomed to it. However, because it shows up in every single question, we're going to get used to it pretty quickly. R over G, required over given. This R and this G are all from the balanced chemical reaction. The coefficient, that's the balancing number. This is our first look at stoichiometry. It's one of the most important things that chemists do. It's going to be a fairly long unit, but all of the questions have something in common, this mole ratio, R over G. And I hope that helps.